Hello everyone. Let me start with a thought. Have you ever held a seashell or a fossil in a museum and wondered, this tiny object is millions of years old? Fossils are like nature's time capsules. They are the preserved remains or impressions of once living organisms, mostly found in sedimentary rocks. Over time, as sediments piled up layer by layer, they trapped the hard parts of organisms inside. When scientists cut through these layers, they see a timeline of life itself. Different rock layers contain fossils of organisms from different geological periods. That's how we know that life has changed over time, with species appearing, thriving, and sometimes going extinct. Take dinosaurs, for example. Though extinct, their fossils confirm that they once ruled the earth. Fossils give us paleontological evidence, one of the strongest proofs that evolution has truly happened. Now here's something fascinating. Did you know that in their earliest stages, embryos of fish, birds, and even humans look very similar? In the 19th century, a scientist named Ernst Haeckel proposed that this was because all vertebrates shared a common ancestry. For example, every vertebrate embryo, including humans, briefly develops gill slits behind the head. These are functional in fish but disappear in birds and mammals. Later, another scientist, Carl Ernst von Baer, clarified that embryos don't actually pass through the adult stages of other animals. Still, the similarities in early development strongly suggest that different species are related. So, embryology reminds us that even before we are born, our development carries clues of our evolutionary past. Let's now look at the design of bodies. Whales swim, bats fly, cheetahs run, and humans hold and write, yet all four share the same basic phloem structure: humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges. These are called homologous structures, and they show divergent evolution, the same structure adapted in different directions for different functions. Plants do have homology. For example, the thorn of bougainvillea and the tendril of cucurbita come from the same structure but serve different purposes. On the other hand, some organs look and function the same but are built differently. Bird wings and butterfly wings both allow flight, but their anatomical origins are unrelated. These are analogous structures, evidence of convergent evolution. Other examples include the eye of an octopus and the eye of humans, or the flippers of dolphins and penguins. These show how different organisms adapt to similar needs in similar environments. Homology tells us about common ancestry, while analogy tells us about common function shaped by environment. Evolutionary clues don't stop at bones or embryos. They are written in our molecules too. For instance, proteins and genes performing the same function across diverse organisms are often strikingly similar. That's why the genetic code is almost universal. By comparing DNA sequences or amino acid sequences of proteins, scientists can even estimate evolutionary distances between species. This is called the molecular clock concept. Think of it like comparing recipes. The more similar the recipe, the closer the relationship between the chefs. A real-world example: insulin from pigs was once used to treat diabetes in humans because of this biochemical similarity. Our molecules reveal the shared ancestry of life. Have you ever wondered how we have so many breeds of dogs, from tiny chihuahuas to giant Great Danes? Or how wild grasses were transformed into today's high-yielding wheat and rice? This is the power of artificial selection. Humans have, for thousands of years, bred plants and animals to enhance traits useful to us, be it yield, beauty, behavior, or strength. Dogs, pigeons, and even cabbage varieties are excellent examples. From one wild plant, humans have produced kale, cauliflower, broccoli, and cabbage, all through selective breeding. Now think, if humans can create such diversity in just a few centuries, what could nature achieve in millions of years through natural selection? Artificial selection proves that selective pressure is a powerful force driving evolution. Here's a living proof of evolution that happened in front of human eyes. In England, before industrialization, most peppered moths were light-colored. They blended well with lichen-covered tree trunks, hiding from predators. But after industrialization, soot darkened the trees. Now, dark-colored moths, called melanized moths, were camouflaged better. Predators ate more light-colored moths, and the population ratio reversed. This phenomenon is called industrial melanism. It clearly shows how environmental change can alter which traits are favored by natural selection. Here's another fascinating fact: lichens, which disappeared in polluted areas, acted as natural pollution indicators. So, evolution isn't just history. It's happening around us, driven by changes in environment, pollution, and even human activity. So let's connect all these pieces of evidence. Fossils show us the timeline of life on Earth. Embryology reveals early similarities across species. Anatomy distinguishes between homologous structures that reflect common ancestry and analogous structures that reflect similar adaptations. Biochemical studies highlight shared molecules, proving unity at the cellular level. Artificial selection demonstrates that evolution can be directed and rapid. And industrial melanism reminds us that natural selection is happening even today. Isn't it amazing how evidence comes from every corner of biology, from rocks, embryos, bones, molecules, farms, and even polluted cities, all pointing to the same truth: evolution is real. I hope this session helped you see evolution not as a dry concept, but as a living story that connects the past, present, and future of life. Remember, every fossil in a rock, every similarity in your DNA, every change in the world around you is evidence of evolution at work. Biology truly is the story of life. Until next time, keep observing, keep wondering.